Hi, I'm Dana Obleman, creator of the Sleep Sense program. And coming up this weekend is everybody's favorite, daylight savings time. Most parents don't mind it so much in the spring when they gain an extra hour, but it kind of sends fear through people's bones when they hear they're going to have to lose an hour of sleep coming up. And I always get questions about how's the best way to handle it in regards to your children. If I had my way, there wouldn't be a daylight savings time. I think it really does affect not only children's sleep patterns but adults. In fact, statistically, there's an 8% increase in traffic accidents the day directly following the loss of just 1 hour of sleep. So it really does have an effect on all of us and can increase our sleep debt. Especially in children who tend to be much more structured with going to bed at the same time every night, waking up at the same time every morning. That's usually where people notice it the most. So what's the best way to handle it? I get tons of calls the week following the fall rollback because children are up too early. And the best way to handle it, and I'll use my children for an example. My 3 children all go to bed at 7 p.m. And the day after the time change, I basically just split the difference. So, they're up for an extra half an hour at the end of the day. So the clock says 6:30, which is really 7:30 the day before. So they're a little more fatigued when they go to bed that night. Now my children are 2, 3, and 6, so it's not as significant. And then I split the difference for the following 3 days. And I know that it takes about a week. It takes everybody's body roughly 1 week to adjust to any kind of change in sleeping habits. So I know that for a week it's going to be a little off. They'll be up earlier. If you have children over the age of 2, you can put a clock in the room. Little ones, I always suggest people cover over the minutes so all a child can see is the actual hour, and then you can just sort of adjust their time. If they usually woke up at 7 a.m., which is what all 3 of my children do, I would just set the clock forward half an hour so that at 6:30 it said 7, and I'd let them get up a little earlier than normal, knowing that by the end of the week they'll be back on track and sleeping till their normal wake-up time. Now, if you're dealing with a baby, you can't do that. They're not going to understand anything about a clock. And so just know that you're going to have your baby waking up at their usual time for at least a few days into the time change. Now, don't rush in because you don't want to send a message that now getting up at 6 a.m. is okay if they normally slept until 7. And I would suggest that you just increase you're going to get them time by about 5 or 10 minutes every day. So if they woke up at 6, you'd wait till 10 after the first day, and then quarter after the next, and 6:30 the next day. And again, by the end of the week, your baby's schedule should be adjusted to the new time and waking up at their usual hour. Now, sometimes it takes into the second week. You can't really expect children to bounce on to a new time difference right away. Some people even say it can take up to 4 weeks for a body to adjust to even the smallest difference. So give it time, and know that it'll eventually get itself back on schedule. But there's no point in trying to stay. It's better to just go with the time. If your children go to bed at 7, they should go to bed at 7, really, regardless of whether it's spring or the fall. So I hope that helps. I know it's an inconvenience, and it really can mess up with everyone's schedule, but just do your best to adjust and give yourself a week to get used to it. And for adults too, really honor the time change. Don't force yourself to stay up an extra hour just because the clock doesn't say it's bedtime yet. Like I said, it does affect adults as well. So the more you follow the lead of your children and get yourself going to bed earlier and at your appropriate time, you'll find that you adjust faster as well. So I hope that helps a bit. Good luck in the next week. Thanks, and sleep well.